Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Book Week, Part 1 here at MagicReview.com. Today we've got David Devlin's ebook Bookworm, the Ultimate Impromptu Book Test Act. Ultimate? That's always a tough call, but this might be that. I gave it 4 stars, Stone Status of Gem. $25 for, just a few pages, so you get this cover here, which is no text, just an intro here, which isn't really text there, but each page is pretty well filled in, I would say. And so the meat of it's pretty much, there's not a lot of fluff or hype. It just pretty much gets directly into what's going on. Basically, what you're getting, it's impromptu, but it's the kind of thing that you have to do some one-time prep, like just once in your life, not like one time before every performance, but just one time in your life. You have to spend several hours to learn a thing and memorize a thing. And then from then on, as long as you never forget that thing, you can do this to any time, anywhere where there's 3 books laying around. Doesn't matter what the books are. You can borrow the books, the pen, the paper. You could do it nude, as he says in the thing. Excuse me. Little laugh / cough at his joke about being nude. But you can do it truly impromptu. There's only the one-time prep work. So I did have a little bit of I don't know if I call it an issue, but I did smack him a little bit for the ad copy because he says it's 120% impromptu. If you're going to say 120%, then there better be no preparation, all right? So I'd give him 100% or even 99.9% impromptu. But to say 120 and then know that you're going to have to spend several hours learning something and remembering something. Anyway, leave that aside. What you get, it's a 3-book impromptu book test where right at the bat you write down a prediction of one of the words and you give it to somebody before you even go through the book test procedure. And then you have one person think of a word in the book, another person think of a word in the book, and another person think of a word in the book, and you are able to divine by mind reading or whatever you want to call it 2 of the people, and then the third person you show that you have them announce the word, and then you show that you had the prediction from the beginning. That's totally impromptu. And so this is very smart. The method it's nothing new. These are all methods that if you're a mentalist, you've probably used different ones of these methods in other things, other effects, in book tests. But he's combined these 3 together. These maybe it's 2 or 3, maybe 4 methods, concepts, principles together into a very, very smart system for doing a book test. And again, it can be totally impromptu. Now, he used to do it in his show, a stand-up show, but he said he now reserves it only for impromptu things. And I really do like that idea that, if you know the Hoy book test, you can just grab a book and go, right? Or grab 2 books and go. This is like that in the sense that you can just grab 3 books and go. And it's very clever. And so it's the kind of thing that once you learn it, you just have that in the back of your head, and whenever the moment's right, bam, you bust it out. Or you could add it to your act. So, I don't have a whole lot to say. There's a handful of typos in here. Nothing too bad. It's pretty well written. The one thing, though, I'm not anti one-trick wonders. A lot of people are like, I hate these one-trick DVDs. I'm not entirely opposed to that. There's plenty of them where it comes with a nice gimmick and the DVD goes over multiple handlings and all this kind of stuff, and it's like $25, $30. I can deal with that. I'm okay with that. I always use this as an example, though. John Bannon's Twisted Sisters comes with a DVD and 8 cards, 2 of which are gimmicked, specially printed cards, and it's only $15. So to pay for this for $25, it is, and it's a download. You're not getting anything physical. I have a little bit of an issue with that, but still, totally a killer method. If you do book tests, I would highly recommend you check this out. There's a very, very smart concept in here. If you don't do book tests and you're thinking about doing them, this might be, I don't know if it's necessarily the best starting point, but it's definitely a good routine to learn and master. If you're new to mentalism, there's a few concepts in here that you may not be familiar with that you'll have to take the time to understand them. But all in all, it's pretty much simple, pretty much within the grasp of most skill levels, as long as you can memorize things. And again, it's a one-time thing that you have to memorize that you'll never have to memorize again as long as you don't forget it. You're set. So, 4 stars, stone status, a gem. I recommend that if you're looking for a good book test. The method is very, very smart. Random iTunes song of the moment.
Mr. Rocket.
Yeah. You guys know this one? That is, that's a Kiss song, Rock and Roll All Night, but it's covered by Poison. And this was on their Best of Poison album. I think it was on another album too. I loved Poison, man. When they first came out, let me take a drink real quick. Thanks for letting me do that. When they first came out, they had that Look Where the Cat Dragged In album, and it had the pictures. I've probably told this story before, but it had the pictures of Bobby Dahl, Ricky Rocket, CeCe DeVille, and Bret Michaels. Just full makeup. They looked like girls. They had their hair done up like girls, and their pictures were just their faces on the cover, and like in these 4 squares. And I remember I think it was my uncle. I'm pretty sure it was my uncle that said, I think that one, she's pretty good looking, and she's cute or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but that one's a dude, man. They're all dudes. Anyway, I also heard a story about Poison that a lot of people were giving them crap because they were a glam band and that they were relying too heavily on their image and their makeup and all this. So to prove that none of that mattered, they did an entire concert, no makeup, no clothes, just their underwear, just to prove that they stand on their music, which I like. I think they got some great music. They're a good band. Anyway, also, another rumor I heard about Poison is that their original name was Paris, and that somebody wrote in an article or something and said, Paris is poisoning our youth. And so they changed their name to Poison. There you go. That's all I know about Poison, I think. I do have another story, but I'll save it for the future if we ever get another Poison random iTunes song of the moment. That's enough of this rambling stuff. Thanks for watching, folks. See you on the next review. Peace and out.